Hare Krishna, welcome to Shri Radhe Kunj, Bhakta Bandhav, Vrindavan. Hope you're doing wonderfully. We're continuing our discussion of Siksastakam Katha. In this video, we're going to tell you a story that the Vaishnavas often tell us to teach us how we should develop the proper mood and the proper kind of kriya, bhav kriya in bhakti. In bhakti, we're supposed to have the proper mood, bhav, and kriya activities. Rupa Goswami defines pure bhakti as anyabhilasta shunyam jnana karamadya anavritam anukulena krishnanushilanam bhakti rutama. Without any ulterior desire, without trying to make the Lord our servant in the name of devotion. We see people throughout the world engaged in religious activities, but generally praying to God for material benefits. Instead of even what are in real bhakti, if there's real bhakti, you don't even pray to the Lord for even spiritual gain. Mahaprabhu said, Nadanam najanam nasundadim kavitam va jagadishakamayama majanmani janmanishvara bhavatad bhakti mahaitu kitvayi. Oh Lord, please just give me one pointed devotion to you life after life. I desire nothing else. This is how Mahaprabhu prays to Sri Krishna, showing us the proper path in the process of devotion. So the devotees have to be very careful, jnana karmadya anavritam, not to let knowledge and activity, karma, cover over their bhakti. So there's a story that the Vaishnavas tell in relation to this. Once Krishna and Arjuna were out in the forest, and Krishna became thirsty and told Arjuna, oh, you should go and find some water in some ashram and bring it to me. I will rest here under this tree. So Arjuna began to search for some place where he could get water for the Lord. He came to an ashram where he was very astonished to see that there was someone who appeared like a sadhu, renunciant, absorbed in bhakti and bhajan, but he had a whetstone and he was sharpening a sword, and it was polishing and gleaming like the morning sun. And Arjuna became astonished, and then he saw, after a moment, he began to sharpen an arrowhead and attach it to an arrow, and he had a bow and arrow there and his sword. And so Arjuna was very astonished, and he approached this sadhu and said, what is this? You are a Brahmin, you are a sadhu, you are not a Kshatriya, you are not a fighter or a warrior. Why are you sharpening this sword and this arrow? Arjuna, thinking, I am very dear to the Lord, I am Kshatriya, he wasn't afraid at all. Boldly he was asking the sadhu like this. The sadhu very strongly spoke, oh, you want to know what this is for? If I ever find that Arjuna, I'm going to use this sword to cut his head. And Arjuna, like Prabhuji describes, it's like all the blood drained out of his face. He became very weak. Oh, this sadhu is ready to kill me. He doesn't know I am Arjuna. If he knows I'm Arjuna, then he will attack me. And then the sadhu said, oh, and this arrow, if I see Sita, I will shoot her. And hearing this, Arjuna, it's like he was standing up, but all the strength left his legs. It became like jello, and he fell down on the ground. And he was sitting there as if stunned. And so this is ultimately arranged by Krishna as a pastime. So Krishna was waiting for this to happen, so he was nearby. So Krishna came to the ashram, and Krishna saw the situation. Arjuna sitting there as if like completely stunned, and the sadhu there continuing sharpening the sword and arrow. So Krishna said, what is this? And the sadhu responded, oh, what happened to Arjuna? Krishna said, oh, I told him that if he wants to know what this sword and arrow for, this is to kill Arjuna and Draupadi. Krishna said, why do you want to kill Arjuna and Draupadi? What have they ever done to you? He said, not to me. Oh, they're always disturbing my beloved Lord Shri Krishna. This is bhakti, that instead of serving the Lord with devotion, they are taking service from the Lord. Arjuna, he is engaging the Supreme Lord himself as his charioteer, telling him, oh, groom the horses, give food to the horses, water the horses, oh, take me this way, take me that way, commanding the Lord as if he is his servant. And Draupadi, oh, she's disturbing the Lord. We are born naked, we'll leave this world naked. But yet she's so attached for her own body that she disturbed the Lord. The Lord was taking prasad in Dwarka, and when Draupadi was being disrobed, and she called out, oh, hey Govinda Rako Sharanamabta Jivanahare. Oh, my life is leaving me. Please, Govinda, please protect me. At that time, Krishna came running, without shoes, without umbrella, anything. Leaving his meal, he came running and protected Draupadi. He became her cloth and embraced her, and in this way protected her shame, her chastity. But why is she worried about this? Why is she disturbed for her own body and disturbing the Lord? This is anyabhilasi. Rupa Goswami and our acharyas, Rupa Goswami gave us this verse, anyabhilasta shunyam. And our acharyas say that in times in the times of great distress, the devotees may call out to the Lord for protecting them. But it's not like we should always be making a habit of this and always trying to disturb Krishna. Oh, Krishna, protect me from this. Oh, Krishna, protect me from this. Oh, Krishna, protect me from this. Oh, Krishna, I have this problem. Oh, Krishna, I have this problem. Oh, Krishna, I have this problem. Then this is not bhakti. This is selfishness. This is own selfish kind of enjoyment. So Prabhuji mentions this story, telling us that we must be very careful in our development in bhakti to understand and always try to gauge within our own hearts that are we acting in a mood of real bhakti devotion, or are we acting only out of selfish motive or self-interest? So this is that thing that Prabhuji describes at this part of the Siksastakam. Thanks for your time. Hare Krishna.